All right, so we're gonna do a watch of one of the craziest press your luck games I think I've ever played. This is from Big John, and we're gonna do some modifications to the game, and I'm gonna explain to you what you're about to watch is probably the most insane game I have ever done. And you'll see there's a lot of alternate fade patterns with a lot of the board. There's a lot of unfamiliar parts to the board that you would never have seen in any episode of Pressure Look, even the modern version. So take a look and let's see how well I do. I'm going to be playing as Aubrey S. Computer 2 and Computer 3 are Player 2 and Player 3. And what we're going to do is we're going to skip the question round so we can go straight into the board. So in round 1, oddly, over $73,000 of prizes are up there. And of course there are whammies, and whoever gets the most amount of money and merchandise and cash and prizes will get to go last in the final round, which serves as a huge advantage. So I'm going to go first. I'm going to start with 6 spins, and let's see how well I do as we play this very funky game of Press Your Luck. And we'll start with $1,400 with 5 spins. And again, notice how the screen will change randomly. I chose a trip to Rome valued at $4,322. So I have $5,722 with 4 spins left to go. You'll notice some of the spots on the board has a switch, which means you can switch with other players in terms of cash amounts. I landed on 1,400. That puts me up to 7122 with 3 spins left. And there we go, the switch, which means player 2 captures my 7122, and now I have nothing with 2 more spins left in the opening round. And stopped at $250, so that's now $250 with 1 spin left. Has to take it, as player 2, who did absolutely nothing, was able to win a prize. Notice how the board locks in on that 1 square, and it stays at $250, and that ends the round. So now player 2, the computer, is going to play and adds on a camera worth $515, has 5 spins, but passes it back to me. So now I have to play the 5 spins, risking the $500 in the event I hit a whammy. Player 3 yet to play, but I get $5,000 on that 1 spin. That puts me in second place with $5,500, a little over under $2,000 to catch up. And with that, with $2,020, that's going to get me very close to the lead, only trailing by about $100. Here's my next pass spin. Changes to a sailboat valued at $9.95. Now I officially take the lead with $85.15 with 2 pass spins. Cannot pass them, have to take them. And now continuing, and it's going to be a trip to the Poconos valued at $2,892, puts it up to $11,407. And with only 1 spin left, I'm going to see if I can try to avoid the whammy, and will do so at the big bank worth $3,000. So that puts my total up to $14,407, ending the opening round. Now we go to player 3, already lands on big bucks, and that's $3,000. Using up 1 spin, 5 to go, but is the first to land on a whammy. And as you know, 4 whammies and you are out of the game. Now, this was an emulated game. I was running on an old emulating machine, so there will be moments where the game is going to go hella slow, and yeah, you can just tell by the rotating wheel that it's going to be one of those games. I promise you, it is still a functional game. It's just that sometimes it takes a while for it to actually load. So now, with that, puts it to a whammy, still have 4 spins, and we'll need to try to recoup something. Notice there's $1 that's on the board. You can actually get that. Doesn't land on anything yet, but lands on a trip to Kauai, that's Hawaii, valued at $1,636. Still in third place with 3 spins left, but again, second whammy, and that's going to take away the $1,600. And already with 2 whammies, you don't want to get a third whammy going into the second round. Player 3 is going to have to try to recover, but passes the 2 remaining spins back to me. So I'm going to have to try to dodge these whammies to sustain the lead. Board is rotating, lands on the buck. So I gained $1, burns one of the 2 past spins, 1 more to burn. Board is resetting. Trying to avoid the whammy, will do so. The screen doesn't change, and that's a trip to Florida valued at $16.50. That ends the round, and right now, player 2 has $76.30, player 3 has nothing, and I have $16,058 in prizes and cash. That gives me the advantage moving into the second round of the competition. Now, you would think that, okay, what is so crazy about this game, right? Seems like a very normative game, although the prizes seem to be a bit different in terms of cash amounts. But it's not round 1 that's the issue, it's round 2. And you're going to see right now why this is probably the most unique game of pressure luck I've ever seen. If you already look at the board, there's a take all the prizes board, there's an invincibility board, and yes, that is correct. Over $1 million in prizes is on the board. There's even something called crazy squares, and you'll see what that does. There's even a way to glitch the board. I'm telling you, you will not believe it. There's $1 million even up there as a prize. So the lead is not always guaranteed, and a lot of things can change. Right now, player 3 is going to go first. In third place, gets a plasma TV worth $52.59, and now still in third place. Board changes. There is a malfunction on the board. You want to avoid that, but gets a dectuple your money, so that multiplies it by 10. Now has $52,590. The rest of the spins are passed to me. Player 2 gets $1 million and now has $1,007,637. Player 2 passes it to player 3. Player 3 now has 5 spins to play and misses the whammy for a $10,000 spot. Bumps it up to $62,590, 4 spins left, and cannot pass any of those spins. That has to stay since those are considered past spins. And again, with another whammy, and player 3 now has 3 whammies, and if player 3 gets 1 more whammy, that player is gone. So as of now, we're now about to see what player 3 is going to do if the game can stop glitching or at least stop crashing. All right, now it's running. So that's going to take the $62,590 off the board. The pass turns into earned spins at this time. So now with 3 earned spins, he's going to keep on going, try to get something on the board. Needs to avoid a whammy to stay in the match. Gets a trip to Cabo San Lucas valued at $14,931. Puts himself back on the board with 2 spins left. Gets a $25,000 space, and that pumps him up to $39,931. 1 spin left in second place. It goes around, and it looks like he's going to get a random square, which will go anywhere off the board, and it lands in a malfunction. Now, notice what happens. With the malfunction, it changes all of the values. So right now, Aubrey, myself, I'm at 435 in second place. A mystery piece has been landed by player 3. So was it going to turn into a trip to Ireland valued at $28.34? Player 3 has 2 pass spins, 3 earned spins, and has over $62,000 in cash and prizes. Player 2 now has nothing but 4 spins with 3 passed ones. He lands on greed. Now, I don't necessarily understand what that really means in terms of what greed means in the game, but the positive, I guess, is that it doesn't take away anything, except for that one. There was a minus 3,500, so he lost 3,500 off that spin. Again, very weird as hell. Dectuple your money plus a spin. Now player 3 is up to $589,760. Aubrey S lands on a $50,000 spot. So now I'm in second place, trailing by over $500,000 in prizes, and I have 9 earned spins that I have to take. I land on a car valued at $6,273. 8 spins left to go. Have to take all 8. Double the spin double the money plus 1 spin. So that puts me up to $112,546 with 7 earned pass spins left, 6 earned. Screen changes, and now I'm taking my next spin, and that's going to land on an African safari valued at $6,344, bumps it up to $118,890, still with a lot of spins on the pass column that I have to use. So now I'm going to use it again, and this time I'm up top for $15,000 and a spin. So that puts me up to $133,890 with 5 spins remaining. Dodges the whammy and lands on a motorboat valued at $5,734, chipping away off of player 3's massive lead. But I still have a long way to go if I have any chance of trying to take over player 3's lead. Keep in mind that even if I'm done with 4 of the past spins, I still have 7 spins that I'm going to have to use, while player 2 will be next with 4 spins with 3 that has to be used from the pass section. So here I am again, spinning, trying to finish up the 4 remaining pass spins. Lands on Mystery Square, can go anywhere on the board. Hopefully it'll go somewhere positive. Let's see where it'll go. It turns into a whammy, which means I lose $138,624 in just 1 random spin. And as soon as my game stops glitching, which I'm hoping it will be sometime this year, then we'll finally see the end result. So all of that money, all those prizes will disappear, puts me at 0, tied for last place. And player 2 is now the only player that doesn't have a whammy at this point. All those pass spins turn into earned spins. I have 10 of the earned spins to use. I can use it any which way I want. So we're going to begin. I'll add a 1. So that just gives me a value of $10 that is earned. 9 earned spins left. And let's just say I have over $500,000 to make up in terms of ground. That's if the game allows me to do it. This is the crazy part about all these random assets on the board. It slows the game down, so it's going to take a minute. But now we're back and I have control of the board, so I'm going to try again. Look at all these crazy things. $2,000 to lose a whammy. I want to make sure that I can still stay in the game, but $2,000 would be helpful, so I'll take the money. And now in second place with $2,010, spinning, gets a tent trailer, and that's valued at $5,684. Bumps me up to $76.94 with 7 spins left. Player 2 still without an opportunity to play, waiting for me to use all of my spins, or at least try to use whatever remaining spins for prizes. I'm going to pick a corner, and I'm going to quintuple my money and an added spin, so that bumps it up to $38,470. Still with 7 spins. And yeah, it's gonna be one of those type of games, considering the speed of the emulation, and not to mention all the additional assets that the game normally would not run. It's running on this version. So now the board has a new item. I have control. The board also switched, so I'm gonna go again. And avoiding the whammy, still staying in that space, I'm going to advance 4 places. That's going to give me $2,000 or lose a whammy. And I'm going to take the whammy out, so that means I'm still clear. No whammies on the board with over $38,000. Still behind player 3 by over $500,000. Staying at the $10,000 spot. It is frozen unless I land on it, and will be a $10,000 spin. So that bumps it up to now $58,470, or is it? Nope, it is $48,470. So it was $38,470 before. And I'm gonna look, and it's gonna be double lights. Double lights means that in my next spin, 2 of the lights will be on the board, which means I could potentially win 2 potential prizes. That is the positive. The negative can be one of those 2 boxes can land on a whammy, and I can lose as much as I gain. And let's see what happens here. As 1, I win $2,500. And 2, I'm going to switch money from player 3. So now that bumps me from 2nd to now 1st with over $500,000. I give my 3 spins over to player 3. Player 3 is going to have to play. With double screens, he gets a triple the money. And the second option is pick a square. And with pick a square, I can select any item on the board. And if I was player 3, and if I choose to pick a square, it would probably be in the best interest of the player to try to switch with player 1, since player 1 or myself, Aubrey S, has $589,760. That would give him the lead. So let's see what's the decision. These are all of the lit items, and chose double lights again. So that means on the next turn, 2 lights will appear. Player 3 is gonna keep playing with 2 pass spins. And let's see what he lands on. Again, he wants to avoid landing on any of those whammies as part of the 2 screens. And we're still waiting for player 3 to land on something. In this case, dectuple the money, so now that's 1.5 million, and then he switched to himself, so no money is lost. So player 3 is now in the lead by over $1 million, or near $1 million. $5,000 is added, and going back 2 spaces to $20,000 and a spin. 3 of the earned spins goes over to me, and now I'm gonna have to play with 3 pass spins. Player 3 has $1,554,100, currently in the lead with 3 whammies. And now player 2 finally gets to play, and will first play with 3 of the pass spins. Double lights are still on the board. And first off, it's going to be a switch to player 3, so that money goes to player 2, and the mystery behind that screen is going to be a trip to Egypt valued at $4,086. And now player 2 has over $1.5 million. Player 3 had that money, now it's all gone, back to 0 with no available spins remaining. So as of now, player 3 has nothing and will end in 3rd place, assuming nothing changes after player 2 is done. Keep in mind, player 2 still has 4 earned spins, and there's double lights on the board. First, it's $6,000 in a spin. Second is a Mediterranean cruise valued at over $6,700, keeping the game going now with the 1 final pass spin that must be taken by player 2. And it looks like the screen goes back to single lights, so there's only 1 prize that will be on the board. And let's see what he'll land on this time. It looks like he's going to add a 1, and that puts, yes, you see it correctly, player 2 now has $11,570,890. And that's it in terms of pass spins. He has 5 earned ones, and he could, in theory, pass it over to me, and I would have 8, that's right, 8 earned spins, or in this case, pass spins, that I would have to take. And if I get a whammy, it turns into earned spins. So let's see what player 2 is going to do. And we'll figure it out once the game changes the screen. Here we go. And player 2 is going to take on 1 of those earned spins, and it's going to be a pick a square. Any item is up for grabs, invincibility, but instead goes for $50,000. I would have gone for at least the $1 million. I thought was up there. That was a lot of money that he could have earned and not have to lose any of your possible. You didn't have to gain a spin that way, so that was pretty interesting. So here we go. Looks like he locks on go back 2 spaces for $15,000 and a spin. So that bumps it up to $11,365,890. 7 pass spins now goes to me. And at this point, all I have to do is dodge a whammy and earn big to try to beat $11 million. But in this case, I'm gonna dectuple my money and add a spin. Puts me at now $5,897,600 and has 6 spins plus 1 earned remaining. And again, I will have to play the earned spin, assuming that I go through all my past spins or if I hit a whammy. And right now, the board is slowly going, and I hit myself a big bank worth $209,850. And that bumps it up to $6,107,450 in cash and prizes. 5 earned spins, pass spins remaining. 1 earn is left. And the board is going, lands on $2,500, chomping away on the pass spins. Now I have 4 remaining. And again, avoiding the whammy. That is the goal. Now it's a mystery. Could be money. Could be a whammy, could be a malfunction. What will it be? It's going to be $4,000 and a spin. So now I have 3 pass spins with 2 earned. And avoiding the whammy. Uh-oh, malfunction time. Let's see how the board looks. And it looks like I now have a negative $1 amount. So I am in the negative, but I'm in second place. Negative $2 for player 3 puts him in last place. Actually, no, I'm looking at this all wrong. Player 2 is in a very difficult last space because he has minus 96 million. The deck tuple, well, just puts me more in a hole. So now it's stop at 10 times the next spin in terms of the value and an additional spin. So whatever I land on, it'll be 10 times that amount plus a spin. But now this game is going to go a lot longer than necessary. I land on $1 million. And that puts it to now $9,999,990 as a result of the 10x plus 1 spin. Now, with only 1 pass spin remaining, I'm trying to dodge a bullet. The good thing is that I don't have any whammies. Now it's going to be a mystery piece. What is the mystery piece this time? It's another malfunction, and with that, it means that I go back to $537,482. Now I have 2 pass spins with 4 earned spins. Player 2 has $26,313, and player 3 has minus 71 million. It's crazy squares for our next option, which means, well, you'll see how the board will look once the board moves. But again, if you're watching this game should have ended a long time ago. But now, for some odd reason, I'm still playing. And finally, and sadly, I landed on a whammy. So that $537,482 is going to disappear. But the interesting thing is, I would not be in last place. It's still player 3 that is in last place with minus $71 million and 3 whammies. So with me losing all that money, puts me to 0, puts me in second place, and I have 4 earned spins that I can use. So if anything, that puts me in a very positive spot. All is not truly lost. But I'm going to go for the first spin with my new turn, and that's going to be $470. 3 spins remaining. Board resets, lands on $995 and a spin. Now at $1,465 with 3 spins remaining. Lands on the big bank. Or is it? Yeah, that's right. Crazy squares means what you see may not necessarily be it. In this case, I won myself a rocker valued at $329 instead of the big bank with over $540,000. So that's the trickery of the crazy squares. So it stays on me with 2 spins to go. Who's to say I'm landing on something? 2,000 or lose a whammy. I don't have any whammies to lose. So that gives me $2,000. Final spin opportunity. And that's going to be $25,000. And I'll end at $28,794. And in second place. Actually, no, in first place, because the negative 71 million puts player 3 in last place. Now, it's going to be, I believe, player 3 that's going to be going? Yeah, that's right. With minus 71 million on the negative. Lands on the mystery square. And let's see what that will look. It's going to turn into a trampoline. And that's going to be $928. At this point, anything that he gets in the positive will chomp down on that negative amount that he currently has. So let's see what happens as he's going to try to do it. This time it lands on invincibility, which means he can go anywhere around the board and get prizes with no consequence. And that's the thing. He does not know where it's going to go, and it could be positive. I don't think I've ever seen something that would be on the negative. So we'll see what happens once the board is set. And you can tell that it's on invincibility because that's right, his podium lights up. So he's going to keep on going. Again, invincible means that he will not land on a whammy, or at least the board should not be set to where he will land on one. And you'll also notice that sometimes the screen might go off. And that's another problem there. If he lands on the quintuple or double or triple or whatever, it multiplies the negative. So in a sense, he's digging a bigger hole by landing on that spot. So he is still in last place, this time with, you see it, over $300 million in the deficit. It's probably in player 3's best interest to, oh, what do you know, with a malfunction off of the random square, I've inherited the over $300 million. What I was about to say is that it's in my best interest to land on a whammy, but here's the problem. I have no spins. So unless any spins transfers over to me, I will end in last place with the worst amount of money a player can ever earn in the history of Pressure Luck. Yes, my friends, this is by far the most ridiculous game of Pressure Luck you have probably ever seen. But here we are, and now player 2 with over $50,000 have 8 pass spins and 4 earned spins. But now he's going to earn a whammy, and that'll be player 2's first whammy of the match. And that's going to take away the over $50,000. Again, it will not put player 2 in last place. It's going to put player 2 in second place with 0. Player 3 will now be the leader with $28,794 with no spins needed. He's hanging pretty, but let's see what happens if player 2 can try to make a run. Those pass spins go over to the earn column, now has 11 earned spins. And if player 2 wants to pass it, it won't go to me because I do not have the highest amount. And here we go again with another mystery square. Let's see what the mystery square will turn into. It's going to be a trip to Nashville, valued at $1,706. 10 spins remaining. And if player 2 can try to dodge any of these whammies or weird squares, who's to say? Player 2 can hold on and win the match. But right now, it's player 2 with 9 spins left. And we're still waiting for the board to reset. And here we go. The board is resetting. I'm just going to stay around here. Take something off the screen. It lands on $1 million. And that's now going to put the total to $1,011,706 with 8 spins remaining. And as long as player 2 can try to sustain it without making any weird mistakes, player 2 will have over $1 million to show for it. And that's right, you see it, take all prizes. That means that's $1 million for player number 2. And this is going around the board, so just watch what's going to happen. It's going to be so ridiculous, you wouldn't even believe it. And because this is going to be so ridiculous, it's going to slow down the game. And I don't know what's going to happen here, but it's going to be a weird one. So now it's $50,000. A trip to Cabo St. Lucas, valued at $14,931. And I think that's gonna be it. It hits to take all prizes. We already know that. So again, player 2 now has over $2 million and currently is in first place. We'll pass those pass spins over to player 3. And player 3 with $28,794 is going to have to try to make something out of nothing with 7 spins. We'll start off with a triple your score. So that puts it up to $86,382. We'll have 1 earned spin once all the pass spins are done. But lands on a malfunction, and with the board malfunctioning, my lead just gets worse. But at least I have 3 earned spins and 3 pass spins. Player 2 now has $3 instead of the $2 million. And player 3 now has negative $6,981,075 with 2 pass spins. And not anymore. He passed it over to player 2. Player 3 now has $3. and 1 spin left. And we'll get to pick a corner, and let's see what will be the pick. Deck tuple the money and add a spin. So now that's $30 with 6 spins. And the earn goes to the pass column to player 2. Player 2 now has 10 pass spins with 3 earn spins that have to be used. This is crazy because the way that this is going, who knows when this game will ever end. This is a pick a corner opportunity, and we'll pick for $10,000. So that's going to be now 9 pass spins remaining. Yeah, this is crazy. Like, I'm looking at this, and this game is about 2 years old. So just looking at this and realizing what craziness that occurred in this game, I can't believe this is happening. Player 2 is going on with 9 pass spins, will advance to 4 spaces or back to crazy squares. We already know what crazy squares can do, so it could be for the positive, it could be for the worst, but player 2 is going to have to figure it out as they continue with 8 pass spins. And again, advance 4 places over to Scottsdale, Arizona, and that's valued at $750. So doesn't really help much in terms of knocking down that negative amount. But it chews up all the pass spins. Keep in mind that I will have to play right after player 2 is done. I'll have 3 pass spins to play with 3 earn spins to go. So back over to player 2. Player 2 is going to spin. The jackpot, you saw it, was worth $12 million, over $12 million, but lands on the Emerald Pendant, valued at $325. So that knocks the deficit down to $6.97 million, with 6 earned spins, pass spins left, and that's going to be $750 plus a spin. So on the earned side, it now goes up to 4. And that's now $1,350. 4 spins are left on the pass column side. And again, the pass spins have to be used before the earn spins can be used. Malfunction is still there, but instead lands on $1 million. So that knocks the deficit down by $1 million. Now it's $5.9 million on the negative, with 3 pass spins remaining. And I have to say this again, I think the one thing that if you're in the negative, you are aiming for is a whammy. Believe it or not, you want a whammy, because if you get a whammy, it eliminates the negative amount. You'll be back to 0, and hopefully you'll gain cash amount that will put you in the positive. So this is what you want. You want to be in the negative. That is the one thing you do not want. Quintuple your money, because it quintuples to the negative, and now player 2 has negative 29 million, but it's not as bad as my amount, which is negative 415 million. Player 3, the only player that has $30, has the best amount. And look at that, we add a 1 to the deficit. So now player 2 has minus 129 million, $809,500, making it worse. But interestingly enough, not in last place. I am still in last place by nearly 3 times that amount. Tries to switch it to someone, but switches it back to himself, so he'll stay with it. Lands on triple the money and a spin, so that puts it to negative 389 million. So it's getting close between me and player 2 for the worst amount of money ever earned on Press Your Luck. We're going toe to toe. And again, the aim here is to go for a whammy. And now all those pass spins are done. Earn spins is what he has. 5 spins that can be earned, starting with the trip to Cabo, valued at over $14,000. Doesn't really do anything. So again, it's all about getting those whammies. This is actually the one time you want a whammy in this case, because this is the only way that you can possibly deal with the lead. Or in this case, lack thereof. And looks at the board changes. This time it's $20,000 and a spin. Excuse me for the timer. With 4 earned spins left, I'm up at deck. It's going to be 10 times the next spin plus a spin. So as long as I land on something that does not have a minus, maybe that $1 million times 10 would be the best thing for me. or at least for player 2 if I was to land on it. But instead, player 2 lands on crazy squares. It's just the way this is going. Who knows if this game is ever going to end? So player 2 now has to wonder if the next spin that pops up is going to be what they think they see, or if it's going to be something else. Instead, it's going to be 2,500, and that's the positive. 2 more earned spins, needs a whammy if they want to make something positive. Lands on the $100 in a spin. So that's now 2 spins. And there we go. Finally, a whammy for player number 2. And it's odd for me to say this, but you want this to happen. This is what you want to happen right here. Because now player 2 gets to start at 0 and has 1 spin left to go. Which means as long as they try to avoid any of those weird squares and aim for some money, that's going to put player 2 in the positive and ultimately with the win. And oddly, we see the first whammy on the second position as if it was 2 whammies. But I don't know, with this game being so awkward, anything is possible. Player 2 lands on add a 1, so that just takes a 1 on the scoreboard. Passes the 3 remaining spins. So as of now, player 2 is currently in second place with $10. Player 3 in first place with $30. I land on $10,000. Doesn't really do much because I have the worst lead, just the worst score in the history of Press Your Luck. I'm at minus $415,918,543. And I will add more to the deficit, plus 4 earned spins. And this is my last pass spin. This time it's going to be a random square. The board goes anywhere and it'll go back 4 spaces to a whammy. So with that, this is exactly what I want. All of us, as in players, will be out of the minus for hopefully the duration of this game. I don't know if there will be any possibility of a relief. As long as I'm still playing and as long as there's still a malfunction up there, who knows if this game is ever going to end. But the positive thing is, that's gone. I now have my whammy, and so that puts me up to 1 whammy. Player 2 has 1 whammy. Player 3 has 1 whammy. I have 7 spins. And so with 7 spins remaining, I'm going to see if I can try to make some money here. We'll do so with $2,011 plus a spin. 7 spins remaining. Again, trying to avoid those awkward spins like malfunction or mystery square. Speak of the devil, mystery square, what does it say? The mystery square is that it's going to turn into a sailboard. And that's going to be worth $995. Puts me up to now $3,006 with 6 earned spins remaining. And it's invincibility, which means as long as I'm on the board and as long as my podium lights up, I can avoid those whammies. And where I am right now, I'm currently in the lead, but I want to make sure that I can add some padding to the lead as I end the game. Remember, I'm the only player with spins, and if I was to pass them, it would go over to player number 3 because player 3 would be in second place. So with 5 spins, let's see where it goes. First, minus 3,500, but I get 4 spins. So I go again. I'm on the switch area. The switch means that player 2 now inherits my negative 494. I have $10 in second place. Lands on mystery square. Mystery square means it's going to be a dectuple my money. So that just adds another $90. So in this case, I have $100 with 7 spins. Oops, sorry, hit the mic. And I'm going to take home all the prizes, starting with $50,000 on the right-hand side. There's going to be a quintuple my money and a spin. So let's see if I land on that. Nope, it's not going to give me that. Instead, it's going to give me $10,000. So now I'm up to $60,100. I should be able to get the $50,000 on the left-hand side. But let's see what happens. With this game, anything can possibly happen. So it is official. I get the $50,000. So that bumps it up to $110,100. And I have 6 earned spins. Now you would think that I would stop and pass it, and hopefully they would screw things up. But no, I'm going to keep on going, knowing that there is multiple malfunctions on the board. Now I have a pick a square option. These are the options that I can select. What will I choose? I'm going to deck tuple my money. So in this case, I have now $1,101,000 with 6 earned spins left. Player 2 is in last place with minus $494. Player 3 with $30. And I'm going to pass it. So now player 3, now with 6 spins, is going to have to try to beat $1,101,000 to win the game. Player 2 has negative $494, but player 3 lands on the mystery square, and that mystery square is going to be $555 to spin again. He's going to take the money, 5 pass spins, and has a lot of ground to make up. But we'll land on invincibility with 4 spins left, which means I can go, or in this case, player 3 can go anywhere on the board and hopefully not land on a whammy. And with this game, the way it's going, if player 3 lands on a malfunction, I am not guaranteed my lead. So let's see what happens now. The invincibility is going to be activated to player number 3 upon the next turn. And we're waiting for the board to activate so we can see what player 3's next move will be. And let's find out right now. The board freezes as it resets, quintuples the score plus a spin, puts it now to $2,925, and there's an earned spin, but there's 3 pass spins left to go. And the board resets. And from there, let's see what he'll land on. It's going to be a blank screen, and the blank screen is actually $15,000 and a spin. Puts it to $17,925, and again, avoids the whammies because it's on invincibility mode. And now it's triple the money plus a spin, puts it up to $53,775. And 1 pass spin remaining. With 1 pass spin, big decision. Does he want to take it, knowing that at the end of the pass spin, he has 3 earned spins? He can try to keep the 3 and try to go for his own, or can pass it over to me, and I would have to deal with it. But in this case, it's going to be take all prizes, starting with the bathroom, valued at $7,734. And this is not the spin that I wanted to see from player 3. $50,000, so now that bumps it up to $111,509. And he's going to get the $1 million spot. There it is, $1 million. So with that gives player 3 the lead by over, I would say, over $10,000 at $1,111,509 with 3 earned spins remaining. Now player 3 is going to have to think, what will he do? Well, it's going to go back to me. I'm going to have to try to dodge 3 pass spins and not get a whammy. But first, it'll start off with the $10,000. So now I'm trailing by $509 with only 2 pass spins remaining. And as long as I avoid the whammy, I should be in a good position to win the game. And I land on invincibility with the final spin on the line. As long as I can get something over $500, believe it or not, I will win the game. So this comes down to the final spin of this ridiculously long game, and I need $509, and I'm on invincibility, so I don't know where I'm gonna land. Will I land? This is gonna be very, very, very close in this ridiculously crazy game. And now with the invisibility on, where will I go? I just need, well, oh no! I'm gonna be switching with myself, and that means the game is over. Player 3 will win the game by just $509. What a crazy game. I mean, it sucks that I didn't win, but to carry this game on like this for over 40 minutes and to be just $509 short of a victory, well, you know what? It's nothing wrong to take home second place. Unfortunately, if this was really pressure luck, this would never ever happen. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what you saw, please give us a like and subscribe. And thank you again for viewing this.